This is David Boxley. So today I'm going to show you a few techniques for building an ovoid in Adobe Illustrator. This is what I use when I digitize my designs. I have imported this pencil sketch into the program, and I've decreased the opacity to around 20%. I'm going to lock that level, that layer. In the layer menu, I'm going to select New Layer, and this will be where we start to build the form line. So I go over here and I grab the Arc tool, make sure my color is black, good place to start. Zoom in, and I'm just going to make the inner edge of this form line ovoid to start out with. Right at about halfway, I click and drag to give myself the start of a new line. Every ovoid, no matter the proportions, has certain curves in certain places. So I've found that it takes just a certain number of anchor points, 1, 2, 3, and then move this over, 4 anchor points in certain places to create the curves necessary to build a nice ovoid. I'm using this Add Anchor Point tool. I switch back to the Direct Selection tool, and I can move these anchors to where I need them. So for the bottom corner, this corner here, you grab and drag these handles, it stretches the line out, and if you put the anchors on either side of those curves, you can make really nice ovoid type curves as you're building your form line here digitally. It's the same thing for this curve. If you put an anchor point, this corner, if you put an anchor point on either side and then turn and pull these handles until the line matches the curve you're looking for your style of ovoid. It takes a little bit of fussing around to find just the right length for each of the handles and the placement of your anchors to make just the right curves you want for your ovoid. You also want to make sure that you're not beholden to your original drawing. No human being is perfect. Your original ovoid might not be just the way you want it. So feel free to use this as an opportunity to not just follow the lines, but to refine your work. Once you have it where you think you want it and you're happy with your ovoid, what we're going to do here is pull back and make the first layer invisible, just so we can take a look at that ovoid line and see if we're happy with it. Again, don't rely on just your original drawing. Make sure that it's as nice an ovoid as you can make. From there, we're going to select that line, copy and paste it, and go over here to the Transform menu and say Flip Horizontal. We go back to the Selection tool and move this copied half into place. And it just takes a little bit of fussing to get it where you want it. You can use the arrow keys to help you move it around. Once you get close to where it's going to go, you go back to the Direct Selection tool, and we're going to select these 2 anchor points, the center what's going to be the center of this ovoid. Now I use a MacBook, but I use a Command J, which joins those 2 points, joins the line together, and then Option Command J, where I average both out, and they really come together. And then you use the handles here because they do move a little bit when you do that, and just readjust that curve, the arc of the top of your ovoid to where you're happy with it. The same thing down below. You can do that here. Command J, Option Command J, average them both. And then again, you use these handles to make the flow of the bottom of your ovoid work the way you want it to. So there is a very basic ovoid construction, and in following videos we're going to cover some other areas like color layers and building other shapes like U-forms and trinegs and splits. Thanks for joining me.